Hi everyone, in today's lesson, we're going to look at another examples for advantage and disadvantage essay. The question today is, the increased demand for oil and gas has made it necessary for locating these sources in remote and untouched natural areas. Do you think the advantages outweigh the disadvantages of damaging these natural areas? The first step in writing your essay is to identify the topic. And the topic here is looking for oil and gas in remote places. Let's move on to the second step, which is to plan your essay. In this step, you'll need to brainstorm your ideas about what are the advantages of this action and what are the disadvantages. Here's my suggestions for the draft. In paragraph 1, which is the disadvantages of exploiting resources in remote places, you can say that it can cause, firstly, air, noise, and water pollution. Secondly, the lives of plants and animals can be affected. In the second paragraph, where you need to brainstorm ideas about the advantages of exploiting resources in remote places, you can say that it can improve the living standards of the local people, and it can prevent the global economy from collapsing. The third step is to write the introduction. The background information is the evolution of humankind, and our needs is increasing every day. The specific information here is that we're looking for oil in remote places. And then you need your thesis statement. Here's the sample for the introduction. It is obvious that fossil fuel plays an indispensable role in the evolutions of humankind in all aspects. Nonetheless, due to the speed at which it is consumed, we are in fact facing with energy crisis. Therefore, looking for fossil fuel in pristine areas is inevitable, and there are more benefits than adverse effects on these natural areas, which will be discussed below. The step 4 is to write your body paragraphs. Here's the sample of the first paragraph in your body. On the one hand, it is said that there is a tremendous threat to the environment when fossil fuel in remote places is exploited. Firstly, heavy machines used for fuel exploitation would generate large amounts of poisonous exhaust fumes, which is the primary reason for air pollution. In addition to this, soil and water could also be polluted due to the risk of oil spill in exploiting process. Secondly, the ecosystem, particularly fauna and flora, can be affected because of noise and habitat pollutions from human activities. For paragraph 2, here's the sample. On the other hand, during the times of energy crisis, exploiting petrol in remote places is necessary as the contributions of oil and gas to humans' life is undeniable. Mankind is making full use of them for larger numbers of purposes, for instance, transport, entertainment, and heating. Without them, many people would face an uphill struggle in their efforts to upgrade their living standards, in particular for people who are living in remote areas. Additionally, oil and gas are the main sources of energy for the operations of many kinds of machines in factories, which produce essential commodities for human. The lack of fuel could lead to the global economic collapse. This would increase the employment rate and result in a rise in social problems. The last step in writing your essay is to write the conclusion. You can say, for the reasons outlined above, there is little room for doubt about the advantages of exploiting fuel in remote and pristine places. Nonetheless, it is highly recommended that humans take environmental hazards into account when exploiting fuel and gas. And then you have your essay. Let's move on to the next video where you can look at another sample of advantage and disadvantage essay.